Good afternoon, Harbor Shores family. I'm guessing that many of you are like me, that in some of the Old Testament chapters, it's easier to go to a simpler version. So comparing different versions of Scripture often help me. Today, I want to focus on Joshua 13, 6 and 7 from the Message. And I'd like to read verses 6 and 7. I myself will drive them out before the people of Israel. All you have to do is allot this land to Israel as an inheritance, as I have instructed you. Do it now. Allot this land as an inheritance to the 9 tribes and the half tribe of Manasseh. If you're like me, I kind of visualize when I think about this, how Joshua and the tribes were navigating through a crisis. My gosh, are we really going to believe that God is going to deliver this land to us and all we have to do is go take it? Well, all you have to do is spend 30 seconds looking at the news to understand that we're navigating through a lot of crises today. Those crises allow us an opportunity to choose faith or to choose fear. We're called to be good stewards with what God has entrusted to us. Our time, our talents, our treasures, our spiritual gifts, just like the tribes were entrusted to go and take the territories and be good stewards of that territory. John Acuff once said, "Fear is a feeling, afraid is a choice. When fear shows up, I feel it fully, but then I have the choice to stay in the fear or to choose hope. Some days I have to choose hope 1,000 times." I can relate to that. Some days fear gets really, really loud and is screaming in my ear. Some days fear has a much better marketing campaign. Some days I accidentally help it by bringing on more negative news or social media. I get to choose my own thoughts. I get to choose hope. I get to choose bravery. I get to choose laughter. James chapter 1, verse 2 through 5 says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him." How are we choosing to handle faith over fear today? The stewardship of how we guard our testimony is being examined hourly, if not daily. Well, we're in the middle of a pandemic. We have unrest in many of our major cities. How we react to that, how we steward our testimony, how we shepherd how other people see us. I often imagine the correlation then I imagine the correlation back to Joshua and the tribes. I would encourage us to think about it in a couple of ways. In John 15, verses 1 and 2 read, I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes that it may bear more fruit. I take that to mean if I'm not being a good steward of what God has entrusted me, he cuts it off. If I'm being an okay steward of what God has entrusted me, then he'll prune it so it can bear more fruit. I would encourage us to think about it from the perspective of pruning in order to bear more fruit. One of the primary ways we can do that today is through our testimony. I'll close with a couple of references as we flip over to Proverbs. And again, I really like the brevity and the contemporary nature of the message. But Proverbs 15, verse 14 reads, "An intelligent person is always eager to take in more truth. Fools feed on fast food fads and fancy." Fast food fads and fancy. And then Proverbs 15 and verse 22 is how I'll close. "Refuse good advice and watch your plans fail. Take good counsel and watch them succeed." Pray your plans to God. Give it to the Lord. Seek good godly counsel. Be a good steward with what God has entrusted us. Just like the tribes were entrusted to be good stewards with the territories from Joshua chapter 13. Thank you much. God bless.